Dr. Nagendra Rangappa, spokesperson of the BJP, joining us on the show. Tehseen Poonawala joins us on the show. Sandeep Anirudhan is a citizen activist. Commodore G.J. Singh is a defense analyst, a resident of Bengaluru. Incidentally, he was there. Yashovardhan Azad, former top police officer, again somebody who will talk to us about what transpired there. So was this failure to anticipate the enthusiasm of cricket lovers in Karnataka, or is this far more serious than that? I want to bring in our guests into this broadcast, and Commodore G.J. Singh, I want to begin by asking you, sir, you were there. What happened?
You see, Gaurav, first of all, let me tell you the extent of emotion that gripped Bangalore was visible right from yesterday evening, yesterday night, because the whole skyline of Bangalore was illuminated with the red-colored, multicolored crackers and totally illuminated with multicolored crackers. Now, when you know that you expect a large number of people there in lakhs, hordes, multitude, throngs of people coming in, I think the very choice of the venue was wrong. We have a palace ground very close to it, to Vidhan Sabha. I think that would have been a much better choice. When
you were there, right? What happened? Was the police there? I just want to understand from you, what happened there, Commodore G.J. Singh?
No, what happened there was that I had gone there to my Army Officers Institute, very close by to the Chinnaswamy Stadium. And when I went close by, I saw that the crowd there was totally uncontrollable. I think something had triggered, as it has been revealed now, that it was because of the slab collapsing, the drain slab collapsing and people falling into it. Moment I saw that kind of, people running helter-skelter in confusion, I retreated, frankly, because I did not think it wise to go forward.
Fair enough. Let me also bring in Sandeep Anirudhan into this conversation. Sandeep, can the administration and the government get away by saying too many fans turned up, much more than anticipated? They thought there'll be 30 to 35,000 and 2 to 3 lakh came?
Gaurav, that's an incredibly irresponsible statement from the government. In India, cricket is religion. They should have expected a few lakh of people, especially when this was a win after 18 years of wait. The city was delirious right from yesterday. Even average citizens can estimate that there would have been lakhs of people for any sort of victory parade. Victory parades happening, they happen, they get managed. And it's not rocket science. The city administration, the police should have been able to estimate and ensure crowd control. They failed totally at it. The malaise, this is a symptom actually. The larger malaise is that we don't have a city government. We haven't had elections for 5 years. We don't have corporators or a mayor whom we can hold responsible. The people who are claiming to run the city are from the next tier of government, which is the state government. And we have a chief minister and a deputy chief minister who are obsessed with being the mayor and deputy mayor of the city, whereby they don't do anything right for the city as well as they ignore the state. So we have a case of a headless chicken running the state of Karnataka. These politicians have no clue what they're doing, and we are seeing the outcomes of very poor governance, zero planning, and this is not just the last 2-3 years. I think Bengaluru is dying a slow death. It's been 3 decades in the coming. We don't have planning. We don't have governance. This Supreme Court itself called out our city as being an excellent example of urban ruin due to haphazard development. I think we are paying the price of a success. The politicians here are extremely greedy and they don't want to provide governance. This is the problem.
Some of the images, Sandeep,
and it's very
are so heartbreaking that we cannot even put them out on television, like a young child who just can't breathe, who's, after that stampede and the manner in which the victims are being taken. But Dr. Rangappa, is this the fault of the administration, the police? Why is the Siddaramaiah government being blamed? They're saying, let's not have any politics on a tragedy.
See, First of all, I would like to condole the deaths that have occurred. It is totally unfortunate. It should not happen. And if it happens due to some person's negligence and insensitive behavior, it reflects the state of law and order in Karnataka. We have always been saying that the Karnataka law and order has collapsed. There is no proper administration that is happening. What do you mean to say that we didn't expect more than 35,000 people about 100 meters from Vidhan Saudar center of Bangalore Power Center? You can't escape by saying that we will have to come forward. Why did you not plan? People have joined the celebration, and you're so insensitive that inside the stadium that function keeps going on and there is nothing happening outside. Sir, as a doctor, let me tell you, the ambulance has reached there 40 minutes after this incident. There was no ambulance placed. So what is the meaning of this? This is gross negligence, criminal negligence on the part of Siddaramaiah government.
Okay, Tehseen Poonawala, you want to respond to that? Because amongst the dead is a 13-year-old child and 11 dead. The opposition very clearly says it's total failure of the administration. There was chaos. Now, if there was a parade to happen, and I want to read out to you what the Home Minister has been quoted as saying. Was there to be a parade? Was there not to be a parade? There was so much confusion that no one knew what was going to happen.
Gaurav, at the onset, gratitude to Commodore Singh for his services to our nation. Thank you so much, sir, for your services. For people like you, we are safe. Gaurav, thank you for having me on the show. I would not like to, unlike the BJP spokesperson, I would not do politics. I remember I was on your show during the Kumbh Mela and I never did politics. But there is a general thing in India, and it's across party lines, across states, and Gaurav will agree with me. We don't value human lives. I agree with one thing. Once this tragedy happened, this should have shut. Period. I tweeted about it myself. I have a young child, Gaurav, and that broke my heart. You can't do this. And how long are we going to blame IPS officers, IAS officers, or police? They do their best. They are stressed out in their jobs. It is ultimately, if the police put in the protocols, the politicians across party lines get angry with them. They don't put in the protocols, people don't listen. At some point, we have to pause and ask ourselves, are we doing the right thing? And we as citizens need to take accountability. We as citizens need to take accountability from our leaders. What is going on? Once you knew that this kind of celebrations happened last night, it was obvious media was covering it. There was going to be a lot of people. Of course, the administration should have put its foot down. There should have been more SOPs. There should have been more drones, AI-driven drones. These things should have happened. Hindsight is always 2020. Even the cricketers, I'm surprised, and I have a lot of respect for them. But when you knew the tragedy happened, it's all over social media. You should have just walked away. Shouldn't have continued the program. I hope, despite being a vote of the opposition, an FIR is filed against the organizers. Whoever the organizers are, an FIR must be filed. People should be hauled up. I hope the magistrate inquiry comes in 15 days. And as the Honorable Chief Minister says, justice should be given to those people who are injured. This is not a country where people are allowed, lives are allowed
those
to be taken.
who've died, because Sandeep Anirudhan, when you look at those images, that there are people that are, amongst the fans, they are performing CPR. They are trying to resuscitate people. Where were ambulances? The BJP says the first ambulance came 40 minutes late. There are other eyewitnesses who are saying the same. The ambulances were late. We don't value human lives at all in our country. And can the Chief Minister get away by saying, we didn't organize it, the Cricket Association did. We would have looked bad had we not given permission, so we gave permission.
No, that's moving away from responsibility. Any event of public nature and which has to be held at this scale requires police permission and permission from at least 10 other departments. So prima facie, the government has failed in its responsibility. They should not have given permission if they don't see it fit that sufficient facilities have not been provided. And I don't buy this argument they didn't expect a big crowd. India is a cricket crazy country. Cricket is religion here. Any small event will bring lakhs of fans and they will be unruly. It's a given. And it's not like we cannot manage victory parades. We've been managing them. I mean, throughout the RCB history itself, there is a team winning every year. and they go back and celebrate in their city. It's not something new. They, it's a failure of civic administration, and that's because we don't have an administration in the city which is in connect with the people. It is being run by bureaucrats on behalf of the state politicians right now. That's where it's fundamentally flawed. We don't have a city government. We deserve one under the 74th Amendment, and we don't have one. And every, be it BJP or Congress, whenever they are in power, they will prevent elections. That is all they do. They
Dr.
prevent
Rangappa,
elections so that their state
Dr. Rampath,
ministers can keep dipping their.
there's a statement that's being attributed to the Karnataka Home Minister Parmeshwara Rao indicating that there was not going to be an official celebration following the team win. Despite this, we are told a large crowd gathered outside the Chinnaswamy Stadium, which led to confusion. Initially, the Bengaluru traffic police also claimed that the parade was cancelled. Later, they said that they were just making preparations just in case. Now, does that indicate the kind of chaos that prevailed? 5,000 policemen, we are told, on duty to manage a crowd of what, 2 to 3 lakhs that the Chief Minister says turned up?
Sir, if you say that I didn't know that such a program was happening, then what are you telling me? Are you telling me that you have failed in your duties? Or if you say that we knew that so many people were coming, so we didn't have too many people, so we didn't post them, then are you going to tell us when so many people are getting assembled, you don't have an ambulance? And are you telling me that the organizers didn't have any role to play there and you allowed them to have the function? This indicates that there is total failure of government in Karnataka. The Home Minister, not only in this incident, in many other incidents, has shown a similar attitude, and there is total collapse of law and order. And this is the pinnacle which has reflected in such a sad incident.
You know, Tehseen Poonawala, BCCI Vice President Rajiv Shukla says this is a tragedy. There should be no politics on it. The BCCI and the Cricket Association, they've actually distanced themselves, saying that this was an event by the government. The government saying it's not our event, it was by the Cricket Association. All we've done is we've provided police security. That was all that our job was. That's all that we did. And this just shows the moment there's a tragedy, nobody's stepping up to take responsibility.
But that is Gaurav expected in our country. I mean, even if you say there was, I don't even want to go to the Mahakumbh because that was an extraordinary event. Let's look at the other, you know, in Uttar Pradesh, there was a Godman where there was also a massive stampede that took place where I think 100 odd people passed away. Again, there was so much passing the buck between the DM, the other administrators, the local government. Then in Telangana government, and I'm purposely saying BJP Congress, so there's no politics. Then actor, there was a stampede out there. Ultimately, the DCP had to come down and move the actor out. He refused to listen to us, to the inspectors on duty. I think there are a couple of things that we all have to understand. We need to start respecting officers on duty. Number two, yes, I'm glad that the police were there. What about the other arrangements? What about the fire brigade, the ambulances, water stops, immediate medical facilities? Look, when I used to run restaurants, I went abroad and did a management course in crowd management. And the reason I had to go abroad is there is no course in India for crowd management. We are honestly, हम राम जी के भरोसे पे, हम अल्लाह के भरोसे पे. It's honestly, we get away through luck, and that's not how it should be.